And welcome back. I'm the Doc, Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open. Thank you so much. Our next guest is a photographer, and he joins us to speak about his latest work and to highlight his passion for photography. So please welcome to the show, Malik Yusef Cumbo. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
All right, Malik. So I heard that you have the eye. You have the eye for photography, so much needed when somebody wants to be a fantastic photographer. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started? How did you kick it off?
Thank you for having me. Honored to be here. My mom was a photojournalist, and she did a lot of work in music and stuff like that, and photo documentary, that type of thing. So I used to watch what she did all the time. She was best known for a book she did on Bob Marley and Peter Tosh.
Oh yeah.
My mom's name is Keisha Cumbo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up watching her, and then at a young age, I started working for a local photographer named Larry Brown, and the bug just bit me, and
Yeah.
I've been taking pictures ever since I was about 14, 15 years old.
You didn't take one of mom's cameras, sneak it out and say, "Hey mom, let me see what you've been working with."
Well, ironically, my father, he did early photography with insurance work,
Oh.
ran. So he collected a lot of cameras, and if you come to my studio, you'll see tons of cameras around.
Wow.
And he gave me my first camera, which was a Canon AE1, and I think I was about 15 years old, and then I took it to school, and I thought I was the big guy.
Wait a minute. Did you start off with the fashion type of thing, like taking pictures of pretty girls and stuff?
uh, Believe it or not, no. Actually, I rode a skateboard. I was a skater.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the stuff that I was taking pictures of actually were other skaters and other artists that I knew.
Yeah.
I grew up in sort of an artist community, so it was a lot of creatives that I was around, and I started, photographing them a lot, and then I started hanging out with a few people who knew a lot of musicians and so forth when I was about 16 or 17, and then I started photographing rappers and musicians and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw Snoop
So,
in one of those pictures that you just took.
hmm
Yeah, I see
yeah,
Snoop in there.
that was for his uh, Murder Was the Case video film release that they did, and that was in New York City, and so I had to photograph the event.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So you've been doing this for some time now, and it's been in your blood. It's been in the family for a little while, and now uh, you're into content creation. And
Yes.
yeah, how did
So,
you move into that particular area?
well, I kind of always, well, I built a studio here in Brooklyn, Red Hook, Brooklyn, and it's called Thought Forms. Originally, I opened a space in the late '90s. It was called Thought Forms as well, but it was Thought Forms Underground. And what we did there, we held monthly showcases that
Yeah,
was an exhibition and a sound stage and a recording studio. So we did a monthly showcase, and that became pretty popular. So then, we were like one of the earlier companies that was putting shows on the internet, even though the broadband wasn't large enough for anyone to
yeah,
watch anything live. Um, but there was other companies like Sudo and UBO and so forth that we were like, you know, not in competition, but doing certain things in that vein. So, I stayed with the photography. I did sound design on the side and so forth. So, I knew one day that I wanted to open a new studio to get with the storytelling and content providing. And my mom, she did a show on well, back then it was called BCAT, but now it's Brick.
Yeah.
and she did a show for about 30 years that was called Case
Oh, that's a friend
International.
of mine right there now. How'd you
Yeah,
get that shot right there?
yeah. Oh, heavy. I was doing a lot of work for Uptown Records, and eventually they called me in for the Heavy D job, and I was happy for that. But it took a lot of hanging out at the record company to be able to convince them to allow me to photograph the big dogs.
Man, I got
But
nothing but
that,
love for you.
listen, that was, let me tell you, this brother was an amazing dude. He came to my studio at the time. It was in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and he went and hung out with all the people that heard that he was in the neighborhood, and he took pictures with every single one of them, and they loved him, and he loved them back. He was a really good dude.
Yeah, I'm still in touch with his brother and his mom. In fact, they'll be there with me coming up at one of the galas that I'm going to be at.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'd love to give them a print one day if that's possible.
All right.
You know.
You know what? I'll talk to you right after and let you know where we're going to be.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
You
So,
have now. Your father took real estate photos. Did you get into that also?
no, my father, he did insurance business.
Insurance.
So
Okay. All right.
that's how I got the camera. No, my getting into real estate photography was just a part of my, what I call the tour of duty in photography. I've done almost every type of photography in my career. I'm a career photographer, not just, I don't just photograph, celebrities or whatever.
Yeah.
I've made my living as a photographer and supported my family that way. So sometimes you have to meander where the wind is blowing you, and I found a little company that allowed me to do some real estate
Yeah.
photography for them, and it just took off ever since then. And I'm still, in fact, I just finished a real estate job a few minutes ago. Um, but yeah, it's a thing that I think it has all led to adding to how I see. I think that's
Yeah.
the way to put it. Being able to have all these different types of training, has allowed me to be able to see things in a perspective that I wouldn't have before. The whole real estate, photography, it has a certain standard that you have to sort of uphold, and to be able to utilize the real estate perspective along with my portraiture and so forth has opened up a new dimension
Yeah.
for my vision.
You have something coming up. The rhythm, bass, and place through the lens of public exhibition.
Well, actually,
It's,
that was a previous exhibition, and that was
oh,
at
okay.
CADI.
Yeah.
That was at Caribbean Cultural Center of African Diaspora Institute,
Yeah.
and excuse me, Diaspora Institute. And I'm really thankful for that exhibition because it was a lot. It allowed me to bring out a lot of the images that I had for 20, 30 years and so forth, like the Rakim and the Biggie and Mos Def and Talib and all those types of artists that Mary J. And you know um, I'm probably skipping over Lady Pink, and well, that wasn't in that exhibition, but that allowed me to scan a lot of those negatives, and
Yeah.
then from there, that was taken and that was brought to Gracie Mansion,
Oh,
and
cool.
yeah, so the exhibition that we had, Rhythm, Bass, and Place at CADI, they saw that and they wanted to have our photos being shown at Gracie Mansion, and that was with fellow photographer Joe Conzo Jr. And so who's pretty well known for photography in the Bronx and hip
Yeah.
hop so forth. So he had like the earlier part of hip hop, then I had like the next segment of how hip hop joined in. Like you see a lot of Heavy D, like you looked at the Heavy D photos and Mary J. and all those, those
Yeah.
um those images.
Well, listen, thank you for joining us, and you're always welcome to come back and show more. Because are you doing anything coming up? Yeah.
Yes, there's an exhibition. I'm just looking at it right now in February that I'm doing is called Black Men Long Journey Forward,
Yeah.
and that is going to be at the Jennings Gallery on the Lower East Side. Wilmer Jennings Gallery on the Lower East Side,
Yeah.
and that should be good. It's going to be a group exhibition I'm doing with a bunch of photographers, including brother Jamel Shabazz and other photographers that pretty well known for the images is the show is called Black Men Long Journey Forward.
Wow. Yeah. That should be a goodie, right?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. You're going to show a lot of your work?
I have 3 pieces in that show, but these last couple of shows, the one at Gracie and the one in Cady, that was a 2-person show.
Yeah.
And I did a 1-person exhibition at a place called Brooklyn Maid Store, which was about images on workers.
Yeah.
I'm doing a whole book on of American workers, and that's about sort of where we are before this whole AI thing
Yeah.
takes over
And,
and changes jobs.
and I like the way you take pictures of people posing, but you also take a lot of off the cuff pictures, like people just doing different things. I like the one there's an electrician working on a lamp pole, and it caught my attention because I used to plug into that as a DJ back in the day, change the fuses. And, you know what I'm talking about?
I do
But
know
this
what
guy,
you're
you
talking.
caught him just messing with the spaghetti, messing with the wires, and putting stuff back in the pole.
Yeah, that's from a series called Life on the Clock, and I'm photographing what American or what work looks like now.
Yeah.
What work looks like will change in 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of robotics and AI and these are the jobs that I see these are the last jobs that we have, and some say that blue collar jobs will be actually the last ones to go. So, a lot of white collar jobs will be gone soon because of AI technology. So
Yeah.
I had this strong interest in, photographing the world the way it is, just like how it looked different before the Industrial Revolution,
Right.
and technological revolution, and then now the AI revolution is going to make it look totally different. So
Beautiful. Good for you,
thank,
man. I love your work. Thank you so much.
thank you very much.
Website, where can we go to find out more about
Yeah,
what
so
you're
my
doing?
website is www.mycphotographics, PHOTOGRA, what is it with that? Spell it graphics, APHICS.com.
And
So
we'll put it
MY,
underneath you. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
post it up
MYC.
also. Yeah.
I'm messing up my own website.
Yeah, no, we got you covered. We got you covered like a blanket.
Indeed, thank you.
Okay. We got to invite you out to one of the Make the Great Awards. We just had one. It was fantastic. It was at Terrace on the Park. We want to thank everybody for being a part of that. But, we have a red carpet and all that stuff, and we got to get you down on one of those to
I would love
experience
to.
that and shoot that. All right?
I would love.
We'll let
Thank
you
you.
know more. Malik Cumbo, photographer extraordinaire. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your work, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. I've got more. We'll keep it right here on Open. Boom. Just like that.